We are live. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I am so super excited to be here with you guys today. And I'm very, very excited that it's finally Stampin' Spectacular time. Oh my goodness. So excited. So if this is your first Stampin' Spectacular, I have a recommendation for you. I love the challenges, so be sure that you participate in those. They are so much fun. That's one of my favorite parts of this event. I love all of it, but that's one of my favorite parts. Well, hello everyone. My name is Carrie Todd, and I am coming to you today to join you from Texas. I live in Corsicana, which is just south of Dallas, about an hour south of Dallas. And we have had some really cold temperatures here the last couple of days. So I'm in my toasty warm craft room, and I hope that you are nice and warm and comfortable and ready for a day of crafting. It's so much fun. So I have been a paper crafter about 12 or 13 years, and very early on I discovered Robin on YouTube. I found her videos and started following her immediately. I was so impressed with the projects that she made, and it made me feel like I could do that too. And so I did. And that's what I love about stamping and the way that we inspire each other. And I think, if my memory serves me right, I think that the first video I watched of Robin's was how to tie a bow. I mean, I started at the very basics. So thank you, Robin, for allowing me to present today. Really, really excited to be here. Like I said, I live in Texas. I live with my husband, Dale, and my Cocker Spaniel puppy. He's about 1.5 years old now. His name is Oliver. And you may hear him because he likes to make his presence known when Mom does live videos. So just in case you hear Oliver. I also live very near some railroad tracks, about 2 blocks away, and they have been going back and forth this morning. So you may hear a train whistle, and if you do, I apologize. It's just part of our life. It's just real life crafting, y'all. So I am showing you today some samples, and we're going to make a couple projects with the Flowing Flower Stamp Set. It is a beautiful red rubber stamp set. There are 9 stamps in this set, 3 images that are floral images, and then also some awesome sentiments. I love fonts, and the fonts for these sentiments are just really, really pretty. Now, I like sharing some standalone items from the catalog with my customers. I love that Stampin' Up! Offers sweets and sweet collections, and that all of those products go together, and it makes crafting so simple to know what we need to pull out and use together. But it's also fun to kind of set yourself apart by pulling out some of these standalone sets. This one, let me look, I think it's page 36 in the mini catalog. It's a beautiful set, but there's only a couple of samples. And so what I find is a lot of times people just keep flipping and they don't notice sets like these in the catalog. So I love using these. It also gives us an opportunity to use it with lots of different products that we already have. So this, like I said, it's a beautiful floral stamp set. And you may be thinking, Carrie, I already have a lot of floral stamp sets. But what really drew me to this one is the way that it's designed, where the highlights and the detail are already built into the stamps. So this is the kind of stamp set that can really make you feel like a stamping rock star, because all you really need to do is ink up the stamp it down, and it looks fabulous. So let me show you what I mean. Got some samples for you today. We will start with some little 3x3 note cards. I love making these because they're quick and easy. They make a perfect gift. They also are great for me just to have at work And if somebody's having a bad day, you can jot a little note to them right quick, pop it on their desk, and it's sure to make them smile. You can include these in lunch boxes, in backpacks for your kids. It's just so fun to pop a little note and have a little surprise for someone. These envelopes are the 3x3, and they are found in our annual catalog. And so you just make your own note cards, but the envelopes are available for purchase. So these again are easy to overlook. It's great to make note cards because you can use up little scraps of designer series paper as well. So we have a policy in my stamping group, and that is no naked envelopes. Okay, let me share some more of these little 3x3 note cards. This time I went ahead and put some designer series paper on the flaps of the envelopes. Somewhere I have another envelope. Not sure what I did with it. Oh, there it is. And then I like to just keep it simple with a little bit of designer series paper in the background, and then stamping the image and cutting it with the layering circle dies. And then I just stamped the sentiment over the actual image, added a little bow, and I'm done. Now I could certainly add some more embellishments to this if I want to, but I wanted to keep it simple. I pulled out the designer series paper from the new All Together collection that's now available to customers. This paper is fabulous, y'all. So this makes, again, a cute little gift because we have some small acetate boxes. They are 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, and again, available in the annual catalog. And you can just take 3 or 4 of those note cards and pop it inside those little boxes, and you've got a quick and cute gift. Now, if you want to put a belly band around it, you certainly can, but I think that the card on the front is decoration enough, so this makes a really great gift. Okay, let's move on to the note cards and envelopes that are again available in our annual catalog. So this is a great product to have in your craft room because this is a little bit smaller card. It's still something that you can pop in the USPS. It's fine to mail these with just a regular postage stamp, but it's a little bit less real estate for somebody that's beginning to cover, and so that may be a little bit less intimidating. And I love that these are already cut and scored for us. The little envelope is cute, and I'm wanting to say these are $7 or $8 here in the US, so it's a great item to have in your craft room for your personal crafting or for classes. So for the note cards, those do come in very vanilla or basic white. So here I just used a little bit of Coastal Cabana ink, and I want to say these are the painted labels dies. These have been in our catalog for a couple of years now. I've gotten lots and lots of use from them. I love pulling out things that I already have and that I know my customers have and just using them again with new product. I think it shows them what value it is when they invest in our products. So here we have a note card that I just stamped the background, that large floral image, a quick sentiment, a little piece of designer series paper, stamp the envelope, and there you go. It's a quick project, and here it is in Highland Heather. So let's make one of these together. I'm going to pull in that large floral image with some bumblebee ink. And then I have my Memento Tuxedo Black and the sentiment, I like you. And we'll go ahead and start doing our stamping. Now I'm going to pull in a small piece of grid paper. This is actually intended for the Stamparatus, but I love using this grid paper on my desk. We are going to stamp, the flap of our envelope with this beautiful floral image. Just do that a couple of times. It's just so pretty. And then I think I might orient this card this other way. So let's go ahead and stamp the background here. So when I'm doing a random background, I don't really think there's any such thing as random, but I just bring it across the piece of cardstock on the diagonal. I find this really works well for me. And then I can come in and just fill in the gaps. And that way it looks random. Super simple, right? Close up that ink pad so that I don't have an accident. And then somewhere I have my chamois so that I can clean that stamp. I'll find it in just a minute. Okay. So we've got our envelope, we've got our card base. Now let me bring in some other supplies. We'll go ahead and adhere this little piece of designer series paper to the center of that swirl image. Kind of our focal image there. And then we can just add this to our card and let that dry for a minute. You'll have to let me know if you like using note cards. I just think they're so much fun. Okay, now we can stamp our sentiment. The little I like you. I'm going to bring it over towards this side because I want to add some embellishments. And we're just going to pop that up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. These are really one of the reasons that I joined Stampin' Up! So many years ago. I think I told you I've been a demonstrator. It'll be 9 years. Next week, week after. And had I known that Robin was going to rejoin, I would have waited and been a pink stamper. But I'm so glad that Robin has been so sweet to be encouraging to me and help me. I just love that about Stampin' Up! I'm actually a direct to Stampin' Up! Demonstrator because I don't have a team leader. But I know that I can rely on other demonstrators to help me, and that's awesome. So don't ever hesitate to reach out. If I can ever help you in any way, I'd be glad to. Okay, that's how quick and easy it is to make a sweet little note card. Let me know what you guys think. I just love them. Okay, I have another sample to share with you, and then we'll make another card together. I am really a pretty simple stamper. I love really elaborate wow cards, but I've just found that my aesthetic is more sweet and simple. So when I do fun folds, I like to keep those a little bit more simple as well. I like to make sure that my friends and my customers are able to reproduce what I make and that they feel like they're doing a great job. So this is a twist card, and it's a very simple card to make. I love that it twists like that, it flips like that. So here I'm again using that beautiful All Together Designer Series paper, and because it just looked a little bit more cohesive to have all the Designer Series paper on the front here, I just turn that over, stamp that small floral image, and put the basic white cardstock on the back to actually put the message on the back. And I'll bring that a little bit closer so you can see that there is some flowers that I have fussy cut and just popped up with a little glue dot on the stamped image. So again, I use those layering circle dies. I love them. They are a workhorse in my craft room. So I've got the scalloped circle, and I stamped full strength with polished pink the small floral image several times. And then for the other scallop circle, I just stamped off and used second generation. One of the things I love to do is stamp the sentiment directly over that floral image. I just love the way that that looks. I cut out some other little flowers that I stamped separately on another piece of basic white cardstock, and then I just took my bone folder, broke down the fibers a little bit, and added them so that there's some dimension to it. Using the matte black dots, I think, just really pulls this card all together. So I love the clean look of black white with a little pop of color. Okay, let's move on to the next card that I'm actually going to make with you. And I really am going to need to find my chamois because I need to clean that stamp that I used. Okay, I've just got a small piece of chamois. I like to cut them up. Did you know you could do that? I just cut them in quarters. And so to me, it's a lot easier to use on my workspace. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. So here's another fun fold card, and again, super simple. Anybody can make this. I think it looks really pretty flat, but then it does tricks, y'all. When you pop it up, it becomes a little easel card that someone could very easily display on their desk at work or on their table. And so it's just got a little stop with the sentiment inside. Super simple to do, but I love that it looks great flat or when you pop it up. Those kind of cards always bring a wow, but again, super simple. So let me show you how to make this card. First of all, we're going to start with a piece of thick basic white cardstock. Now this is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then I have scored it at 5 1/2, and then also at 2 1/4. So let me get that lined up there, and I'll use my bone folder to really burnish that fold. Doesn't look like I did the greatest job scoring, but I can still make it work. It's not perfect, it's handmade, right? So then we're going to fold on this score line as well. I think it's important to do that burnishing, especially with a card like this so that it stands up like you want it to. And we are again using the beautiful All Together Designer Series paper, so let me grab those pieces. This piece, I'll show you the B side as well, so pretty. It's going to fit right down here at the bottom. It's 4 inches by 2 inches. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper from that same pack. There's the B side, and it is 4 inches by 3 inches. Okay, let me find my glue. How do I lose things when I'm sitting right here? Do y'all do that? I sure do. So we're going to go ahead and add our Designer Series paper. Make sure my glue's coming out. And I just want to make sure that the top and the sides have a nice equal border. I'm going to be putting some ribbon around the center. So that's going to cover up any mistakes if I made one. And then we'll add this smaller piece down at the bottom. Now I love using liquid glue, but one of the things that I've discovered with it is you want to use it sparingly. One of the mistakes I used to make was just using way too much of it. So you may notice that I put little circles of glue in the corners and then a little squiggle down the middle, and that seems to really help me to control my glue usage. Okay, next thing we're going to do is a little bit of stamping. So I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. It's 3 1/4 by 1 inch, and then a piece of basic white cardstock, just the regular, and it's 3 inch by 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to stamp our greeting, our sentiment, and I'm going to use polished pink for this. And this sentiment says, "Happy birthday." It's a really pretty font. Okay. And let's leave that open because we have some flowers to stamp as well. I'm going to move this over just out of the way a bit. And I've got a piece just of basic white. It's probably way more than what I need, but we can do our stamping this way. So this large floral image, I'm going to ink up with polished pink and then just stamp it down. We're going to fussy cut all of our flowers. Let me bring that a little bit closer so you can see all of the beautiful details. Okay, then next we need the medium-sized flower. And this one, I'll take it off the block right quick and show you. It has some leaves and some little splatters, which makes a beautiful artistic effect. But we're not going to need all of that since we're fussy cutting. So I'm actually just inking up more of the floral image and not worrying about getting good coverage on those leaves, because I'm going to kind of stamp that off on the edge of the paper. Okay, let me clean this stamp. I love using a chamois since we just need water. It does such a great job. And now I've got some old olive ink, and this is where I'm going to ink up the leaves. And we'll stamp a couple sets of leaves. And then one more cleaning of my stamp. And we're going to use Coastal Cabana, or Cabana. Which way do y'all say it? I was watching a video from Stampin' Up! And they said Cabana. I think in Texan it's Cabana. And I'm just going to stamp this one here. Again, I don't need the leaves in blue. Oh, that one's really pretty. Okay, so now we've got all of our beautiful stamped images. And of course, by the magic of video, I have those already cut out, so you don't have to watch me do my fussy cutting. So now we're just ready to assemble the card. We're going to start with that polished pink big flower, and I want to position it to where it's pretty much on that fold, about half and half. So I'm only going to apply adhesive toward the bottom of this flower because it's so important that it's not attached, and that way it makes it pop up when you put that card up like an easel. Perfect. We'll let that dry for a second, and we'll go ahead and take our flower that is stamped in Coastal Cabana and apply it right here. Now, you know, even though I'm recreating this card, every card's a little bit different, right? I'm going to take just a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus and apply it right here. I know what I did. I forgot to put my ribbon on, but I think we're going to be okay, you guys. I think we'll be okay. Do you ever do that? And I think I better hurry because I have 30 minutes and I'm running out of time. And there comes a train. So I'm just going to tie this pretty glittered ribbon. This has been in our catalog for a while. I'm tying it in a knot toward the right side of our card. I like to pull my tails up on my ribbon. Got a little bit too much, and snip them at the same time so that I know they're about the same size. And now I can slide that ribbon underneath that flower. I always tell my group there's always a fix when you mess up. And of course I would mess up today, y'all. I just get so excited. Okay, there we go. And then I actually just took another little piece of ribbon and went underneath there and tied another knot. And that's how I got that cute little whimsical bit of ribbon. Okay. Now, I've got that Stampin' Seal Plus. I want just a little bit more ribbon, 2 small pieces, just to add another little bit more shine underneath my other flower. You can always come back and give that a little haircut later if you need to. Let's put a couple of dimensionals on our bumblebee flower. I can get the backings off, and we'll pop it on as well. Stuck to my sweater. To add it. And then I'm just going to use a bit, come on, dimensional back. I'm just going to use a bit of liquid glue to pop underneath with my leaves. Well, we'll just use one set since I just dropped those on the floor. Okay. Let me add one more dimensional. To make sure that stays put. Now we'll just come in. Put a little bit of glue on our sentiment and layer it onto the black cardstock. And when we add it inside the card, that will create our stop to make our easel card. And it may take just a minute for it to dry, but there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed this presentation of flowing flowers. And Robin, I really appreciate you allowing me to present today. Hope you guys have a great rest of Robin Stampin' Spectacular. Enjoy your day. Thank you.